This is the most challenging aspect. We create schedules, we create routines, we create end goals, we also create New Year resolutions, but we don't stick to them. So, sticking to your goals, sticking to your plans, your schedule, the routine that you have made. Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. So, how are you all? Great? Doing great? That's good to hear. Well, today I have something important for you. Something that is a problem for almost everybody. Not just about learning English. I think this is a common problem in life. But when it comes to learning English, again, this becomes a huge task, that is consistency. Are you concerned about your consistency? That you're not consistent enough to learn English. You're not able to find that consistency while learning English. How to do that? Today I'm going to discuss with you, and I'm going to give you some techniques, some methods through which you can become consistent in learning English and practicing English, because consistency is required. Whether it's your English learning or something else, consistency is must. If you want to become fluent, you need to be consistent. Consistency is a mindset. It is your choice. If you are consistent, you are going to get results faster. You are going to get better results. If you're not consistent, you cannot blame any other person or your circumstances for not improving in English. A lot of times I've seen people, they're not improving in English. Why? Because they have taken this casual approach towards learning. That is, they're not consistent. If you are learning English just one day in a week, and then you're not doing it at all, and then you are learning English for 2 hours the next weekend, that is not consistency, and this is not how you're going to improve in English. Language needs consistency, language needs your dedication. Why? Because when you learn a language is something that is practical. You need to communicate with language, right? So if you are not practicing, if you're not revisiting, revising whatever you have done, you have learned, you're going to forget it, because it is said that practice makes a person perfect. Now, what can we do in order to be consistent? So first of all, something that you need to do, task number 1 is set your study goals or set your learning goals. If you set your goals, what will happen is that goals are going to motivate you to be consistent, because you have an end goal, and in order to achieve that end goal, however tired you feel, however demotivated you feel, or what kind of casual approach you are applying towards your learning, everything is going to vanish. Why? Because you have this end goal in your mind, that this is my end goal. For example, I have to practice at least 2 hours of speaking in English within 5 days. So if you have this set goal, then you will work towards it. That does not mean that you are going to practice for 2 hours in one single day and then you're doing nothing for the 4 days. That's not consistency. When you're setting your goals, you need to plan it out how you're going to achieve that goal. Divide it so that you can have revisions and revisits to the concepts. If you are cramming a lot of things in a single day, it's not going to work. You need to divide everything up in small chunks. So learn something today, another thing the next day, then another thing the next day, and maybe on the final day of the week, you can keep a speaking practice session where you're going to use the vocabulary, the pronunciation, the grammar that you're learning. You are trying to apply all those things that you have learned. So that is an application session for you, that whatever I have learned, how much can I apply it in my speaking. You need to set goals, that this much of listening practice I have to do by this time. Say in a month, I have to do 2 hours of listening. No, 2 hours is so less. In a month, I have to do at least 4 hours of listening practice, 4 hours of reading practice. You can divide that up, 15 minutes per day or 20 minutes every other day. That is, you're doing something for a day and leaving one day, and doing the next day. That is called every other day. So you can do something every other day, whatever you want. So you need to have an end goal and you need to achieve that particular end goal. Now the task number 2 is, in order to be consistent, you have to create a schedule or a routine, whatever you want to say. Now you have to create some kind of schedule or some kind of routine that this is my time, and maybe it's 7 p.m. to 8 p.m., whatever it is. In the morning, at night, before going to bed, whenever you feel comfortable, you have to dedicate a time. You need to create some kind of schedule so that you are consistent. If you are not creating some kind of schedule, you will not be consistent. Or otherwise, you need to say 15 minutes at least. Either in the morning, you can take 5 hours of frame, and in these 5 hours, any 15 minutes I have to take out. Or in the evening, 2 hours. From these 2 hours, I have to take out any 20 minutes or 25 minutes for my English learning and practicing. If you're not able to dedicate particular 20 minutes, 25 minutes, then at least dedicate some kind of time frame every day. Create a schedule. Create a schedule that today I'm going to learn vocabulary, then tomorrow maybe something else, tomorrow, day after that, pronunciation. After that, I'm going to listen to something. So create a schedule where you are giving equal time to everything. Your reading, your listening, pronunciation, your vocabulary. Because what happens is, you are focusing on speaking practice and that's it. You think that doing speaking practice once in a while is enough. It is not. Are you making efforts to learn vocabulary? Common issue that I have seen with a lot of people, that they don't make any kind of efforts to learn vocabulary. And then they complain about this thing that the vocabulary is not improving, how to improve vocabulary. But I have seen that people think that learning vocabulary is such a major task. Don't do that. Learn it in chunks, small chunks. Take 5 words, 5 phrases, whatever it is that you want to do. Like in my videos, I take 5 idioms, 5 words, 10 words, 5 phrases, 10 phrases at a time, at a single time. So that you get to learn everything in chunks. So when you're learning vocabulary in chunks, it's easier for you. So you need to create a schedule or a routine that is going to dedicate some time for all the aspects of English learning and practicing. Now the task number 3. This is something very important. Stick to it. That means you have to stick to your goals and your schedule. This is the most challenging aspect. We create schedules, we create routines, we create end goals, we also create New Year resolutions, but we don't stick to them. So sticking to your goals, sticking to your plans, your schedule, the routine that you have made, that is very important, because you might be doing it for a day, 2, 3, and then after a few days, people have this tendency to give up. We can't do it anymore, it's too difficult. So you need to stick to your schedule, stick to your plan. If your plan is watching my videos every other day, then stick to that. And then practicing your English on the alternative days, then stick to that. You need to stick to that. You cannot skip a day in between. Skipping a day, that means you are suffering a loss. You're suffering a loss of one important lesson that can create a huge difference in your English journey, in your English fluency. Now this person who is watching the video and then practicing, applying or learning from those videos, doing the practice, the homework that I'm giving, whatever it is, and you're skipping this day's lesson, that okay, I'm tired, whatever it is. Now this person is going to be one step ahead of you. When this is gonna repeat, this person is again gonna be 2 steps ahead of you. That is how this huge gap is created between different learners. This is the attitude that they adopt. Why? There are so many students in a single class, whether it's school, college, or maybe an adult language learning class, English language learning class. Some people, they perform better, and some people, they are also subjected to the same thing, same syllabus, there's the same teacher, materials are same, everything is same, but some people, they perform better, but others don't, because this set of people, they are consistent, they take everything seriously and they are dedicated. They don't have a casual approach. So that is the thing, you need to stick to your schedule, you need to stick to your goals, stick to them. Now task number 4, that is something that I have discussed in one of my previous videos, that is make English your habit, and you people are giving a lot of love to that video. Thanks a lot for that. I am feeling so happy and so glad that you are able to relate to the video and you're finding it useful and helpful. So thank you so much. If you want, you can go and watch it again. The link is given in the description box below. So this is a little thing that I mentioned in that particular video, make English your habit, and that you have to do again in order to be consistent. If you want to become consistent in English, you need to do this thing. That is, you need to reward yourself. So this thing, reward yourself, it is important. It is also discussed in this book called Atomic Habits. Kept right here. Atomic Habits, right? So when you are, what happens is, when you reward yourself, you feel happy about it, you feel positive. This helps you in being consistent. Why? Because you are rewarding yourself. Now how you can reward yourself? For example, you did one task of learning and then you are going to reward yourself either with something that you love doing. For example, if you want to go take a walk outside, do not go for a walk. Say, I'm going to keep this task as a reward for learning English. So whatever you want to learn that day, maybe speaking practice, vocabulary, pronunciation, grammar, whatever it is, you need to do the task first and then go for a walk and say, this was my reward. Go have a scoop of ice cream, a piece of cake, listen to your favorite song. I'm not saying that that needs to be in English. This is your reward. Your favorite song can be in any language, your mother tongue too, because you're rewarding yourself. You have already done your English task. Now you're rewarding yourself. Go watch an episode of some series that was pending, that was on your list. Go and do something that you love as form of your reward. So this is going to help you remain consistent, because whenever you're going to learn something, you're going to reward yourself. And when you will reward yourself, you will feel happy about learning English, and hence a great way to be consistent. So these are the 4 tasks or 4 approaches that you need to have in order to be consistent, because consistency is important while learning English. If you want to be a fluent speaker, if you want to be an impeccable, influential speaker, you need to be consistent. Because it's not difficult to become a fluent speaker. It is not. Anybody can become as fluent as any native speaker. It's not that difficult. The thing is that we need to be dedicated, we need to have a proper guidance, and also we have to be consistent. So I hope that you liked the video, and if yes, give it a thumbs up, share it with your friends, and also subscribe the channel if you're new here. More lessons are on their way for you. I'm Shivangi, and I'm gonna see you next time. So till then, take care, keep learning, be consistent, and bye.